Hey everyone, for today's video I'll be talking about the second unit in the Blue Jacket event that originally started with Jay, and that new unit is going to be CANARY. Jumping right into it though, she's a water elemental unit. Her slots are 6-star physical, 5-star defense, and 4-star physical and support. Definitely pretty strong slots. She would benefit a lot from that 4-star support, although I'd hold off on using expert LB stones for her. As for her skill, she increases her arts by the max amount she has, minus her current arts, divided by 2, meaning that she can get up to 150 arts gauge max if she's at 0 arts. And it has a 12-second CT. It's literally just the same skill as Summer Iris. It's really good at the start and great for getting a ton of arts nearly instantly, although it does fall off a bit the more arts she has, but it's still really good though. As for her arts, it does 15,000 current elemental damage physical. More specifically, upon use, she changes her element in the order of water to earth and then fire, and she starts the match off with water. She then increases her damage by 50% and arts by 3 a second for 30 seconds. This is definitely rare. We haven't really seen a unit that changes their element since like El Amicio from what I can remember, so a new one will definitely change up the game a bit. And while the buffs are certainly nice, if there's a certain typing that's favorable in a quest, you'll want to change to that, but her art and damage buff runs out, so if you want to maintain those buffs, you need to use the arts again, but you'll just end up switching your typing to something you don't want, in which case you'll have to use the art 2 more times in order to get your desired typing. And since the buff is only 30 seconds, this will happen quite often, and in stages that might resist a certain typing, it'll be a little annoying having to constantly switch between her types. The easiest way to avoid it is to just not art and change her element, although you do lose out on that damage and arts gauge up buff. It's very interesting though overall. As for her true arts, it does 60,000 current elemental damage physical. If she's a water element, she has a 100% chance to disease for 25 seconds. If she's earth, she has a 100% chance to poison for 25 seconds. Whereas if she's fire elemental, she has a 100% chance to burn for 25 seconds. This is also a uniquely welcome true art because it'll make her useful across a large variety of content. Like in content that needs burning or poison, she'll actually be pretty useful, especially the fact that she has disease is strong, considering it's one of the rarer status ailments to inflict, and on nicher stages that do need it, CANARY will definitely be useful with her guaranteed chance to hit it. As for her super art, it does 130,000 current elemental damage physical, and for 30 seconds, she reduces the enemy's physical resist by 100%, which is stackable. This super art is actually insane since it's literally just Draken's true art but on steroids. It of course comes down to how fast her super art animations are of course, but I'd estimate with a ton of arts gem, she can get anywhere from 3 to 4 stacks in, maybe 5 if she has like infinite arts or something. But the fact that she can get from 300 to 400% physical resist down is mind-boggling. I can't even really comprehend how much damage that's gonna buff the team to be honest. Yuzuriha's 200% on super art is crazy as it is, so this really steps it up a bit. And her modifier isn't the worst either. Really solid super art overall, not only for herself to damage, but helping the rest of the team to damage as well. As for her passives, she increases her damage by 100% against enemies with status elements, and when above 80% HP, she gets 20% equip CT. She gets 100% status element resist, as well as 15% defense ignore. The defense ignore is nice I guess. The status element is actually very strong since it'll be hard to hit her with a status ailment, although her damage passive is the best part. Not only that of course, but she also gets 20% equip CT, which is very strong, especially considering she has that 5-star support slot. My only gripe with this is that her damage is tied to enemies being actively under a status ailment. And while lots of missions can be hit with status elements, lots of harder content in the game has resistance to pretty much all status elements, so it's kind of unfortunate her damage is tied to this. On missions that are meant to have status elements inflicted against them, she can of course shine. This weakness could have been lessened though if she had some sort of status element resistance debuff on either her true art or super art, but without it, it kind of hurts her on those harder quests. Anyways though, for her true weapon, it's a 5-star physical. It lowers the enemy's physical resist by 30% for 10 seconds, and if the user is human, increases arts by 10 with a 20-second CT. All things considered, this is actually a really strong equip, not even just on CANARY, but it having a 50% uptime with its 20-second CT and 10% duration makes it really solid for pretty much anyone, and it having a strong 30% physical debuff with arts is just great overall. For the passives, it increases CANARY's attack by 100% and skill CT by 20%, and increases physical evasion by 5%. Definitely a very huge attack buff. 100% makes this insane on CANARY, as well as the skill CT boost to boost her arts gauge up from her skill. I would personally pick it up, not even solely for CANARY, but it's actually usable on other human units, which is definitely really nice. Overall though, she seems to be a very unique unit. With how her kit's built, she'll definitely last quite some time, as well as being used on a wider variety of niche stages that might need either disease, burn, or poison. Her super art stacking that 100% physical damage debuff is insane as well, although her main flaw is her damage being tied to status elements, while not having any status element debuffs in her kit. If she had a 50 to 100% status element debuff, or the specific elemental status element debuff on her super art, I think she would have been a lot better, or even stacking status element debuffs on her super art so that she builds her way to guaranteed procs. But even without it, she's still of course usable, and it'll be interesting to see how well she performs, as well as other units that are paired with her who can benefit from her stacking physical debuff. Let me know your thoughts about her though. The update for her should drop by around the time this video goes up. Also let me know how you think she'll do in future content. I do think she has a place, especially in the nicher stages, so it'll be interesting to see how she does. If you did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.